With these turbulent times, a lot of people are having difficulty staying grounded and keeping their energy system in balance, in check. And so how do we manage that? And that's what we're going to talk about today. And as we get ready to do that, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to share this out there into Facebook land. So if you guys could like and share as well, that would be great. And I'm getting ready to do that. So give me a second while I share this. I always have a difficult time. I'm in two different brains when we're doing this. So here's the Chakra Sessions. And I'm not seeing it. So let me look at my regular feed. See what's there. There we are. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to share this to Chakra Sessions, and I'm going to share this to my newsfeed. So there we go. Thanks, guys. So here we are. This is, an energetic time of night. Oh, good. Thanks, Neshi. I'm glad I am live. Wasn't real sure there for a minute because it's usually a little noisier in the chat room. So yeah, here we are, and I'm glad to be part of Star Nation's radio network, streaming here through Be Live TV into Facebook land, because this gives us an opportunity as light workers, as healers, to get out there and reach people that we might not get to. And that's part of the joy of doing this. So tonight's session is all about the advanced chakra system and how to balance that. Because a lot of people are feeling unsteady, kind of wobbly. I know a number of people are having symptoms of dizziness and vertigo. And part of that is because we're on an earth plane that's shifting. So it's like we're on an energetic earthquake and we're trying to catch our balance. So if we're only grounding in our traditional way with our root chakra, that might not be enough to hold us steady. So this is how we're going to talk about this. This is how we're going to connect with this. So, and thanks, Neshi, for loving and sharing the broadcast. That helps us get out there and for people to find us. It's always a nice thing. So let's just start with how to balance our regular chakra system. And, most people understand that we have 7 chakras that are working in our energy body. And as part of that, each one, to be balanced, the energy needs to be in center. So there's not too much energy flowing to it, and there's not too little. Kind of like Goldilocks. We want to have just the right amount. And so to balance your regular chakra system, we start at the root chakra because it's the closest to the earth, and that's the energetic plane that we're on right now. And so that's the one we want to connect first. We're going to think about balancing with our root chakra, and that is a red color. So if you sort of close your eyes for a second and take a deep breath, we start with that root chakra and we imagine it being this bright red color, right? And many of us have seen the red color on pictures of the chakras, or we've done energy work and we've seen that first chakra, and we know that it's this beautiful red orb of light that's near our tailbone. So when we, first connect to that, we can imagine that energy, creating this beautiful red cord to connect down into the earth plane. And what I mean by the earth plane is to go through all the layers of the earth, to go through the very molten lava center, and to anchor our energy in some way to that center. Some people imagine it as wrapping around a giant rock or a giant crystal. Some people see it as roots going deep within the earth. Others see it as like an anchor, a ship's anchor, dropping down and opening up and grabbing a hold. However you see that is perfect for you. Hi, Christine. Thank you for joining us. Glad to have you here. Great to have the artist in the house. I love that. So we start by balancing that very bottom root chakra. And sometimes right now, that's enough for us to feel better, calmer, steadier, right? Because that root chakra has a lot to do with how steady we feel on our feet. Hello, Ellen, and hello, Jean-Alain. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but I felt very French saying it today. So this is, when we're doing our chakra balancing, start with the basics, see how that works. So that very beautiful red orb, we're going to start with that. And we're going to imagine a cord of connection going down into the ground. And when that root chakra is balanced, it helps us release any fear, any anxiety we may be having. It brings into balance our energy around money, finances, our job, our family, our home, basic survival stuff. It's Jean. Hi, Jean. But you are somewhat French. Nice. I like that. You're 88% Irish, though. Oh, you have me long beat. I'm only 42%, but I love it. So, that root chakra, it does a lot of work for us in this earth, in living in this earth body. It takes care of our basic survival needs and helps us feel secure. And at a time like this, there's a lot of people out there who aren't feeling safe, who aren't feeling secure. And that root chakra is at the root of it, right? It's the root cause. And if we don't take care of that root, how is anything else going to feel steady? And so sometimes that's a little bit hard. Hi, Lisa, welcome. Glad to have you. So once you've, envisioned your root chakra, nice and red, a cord of red connecting to the earth, then it's time to balance by moving up to your second chakra, your sacral chakra, the orange color, that is right below the belly button. And so again, you're going to imagine that it's this beautiful round orange globe that is full and complete and bright in color. And then imagine it has this orange cord of connection that weaves together with the red and anchors along with it. So I see it as the two colors basically braiding together. And so two strands makes the rope a lot tighter, right? It's a lot more sturdy than just one single strand. And grounding and balancing that second chakra helps us bring our emotions into balance. It helps bring our energy exchange into balance. And it helps us from leaking our energy and becoming depleted, which can also help us feel or create this feeling of instability. This can also be part of vertigo energy as well, or dizziness that some people are experiencing, because it's kind of like being seasick, right? You're floating on water rather than standing solidly on ground. So by creating a connection between those two chakras, you may start to feel a little more stable, a little more sure-footed, and a less, a less wobbly is what keeps coming in. Now she's saying, so good to be in the live chat with our peeps. I'm so happy to have you in the live chat. I don't always get to see you anymore, so it's nice to have you here. So, that can be enough to help you feel a little more balanced and a little more in control of what's going on. But let's just imagine we're still a little bit shaky. So we want to balance our third chakra. And the third chakra is in the solar plexus, which is right below the rib cage, and it's that beautiful yellow color. I think of it as that yellow Crayola color that you used to use to draw the sun when you were a kid, or maybe you still do. But that bright, bright yellow. And you want it to be this full orb, a globe, nice and round, nice and balanced. Because when we have too much energy or too little energy, it can lead to feelings of anxiety, overwhelm, stress, which are all really amped up at the moment. It gets even more out of whack when it's around or experiencing fear energy, and there's quite a bit of that going on right now. So you can imagine that your third chakra might be a little out of sync and out of whack. And it also holds a lot of energy around resentment and righteous anger and judgment. So when it gets clogged with that, it's hard for you to notice how it's impacting your self-worth and your self-esteem, because when it's in a balanced state, we feel really confident, we feel really strong within our convictions, and we're unwavering in our beliefs and how to take action. So having that yellow orb be nice and round and nice and full is important. And again, you're going to create a cord of connection that connects with the second chakra and the first. So the red and the orange and the yellow are all braided together to create a really strong grounding cord. And that's holding your survival body nice and balanced, nice and grounded. And can you experience that energy, just the sensation of that, and how that really can do you some good. So Jean is saying, it's good to be in. I've kept missing your shows for the longest, and for real, you're 12% French. I love it. I love it. I have Labbé as my last name, so I married the French, but I don't have a ton myself. But I love to hold my honorary French. And then Neshi is saying, she just put up a quick blurb about, this is where you can find out my services and my products, is on trinityhealingsanctuaries.com. And I'll talk to you guys more about that after. So right now, just feel the sensation of the first chakra balance, the second, and the third. And you may feel like from the waist down, more heavy, more solid. That's what happens when our energy system is rooted and grounded, but also in balance. Because lots of times we ground from an unbalanced place, and that is something that my spiritual team keeps talking about, learning how to balance our energy even when things are unsteady. That will help ground us in a whole different way. It'll allow us to be more like a surfer when we're surfing the energetic waves, because we'll be solid in our own energy field, and we will be less worried about the turbulence in the water around us. Neshi is saying, I'm French by a love connection. Yes, well, and you know, it very well suits me. Very well suits me. So then let's move up to our heart chakra. So to balance the heart, most people experience their heart chakra as green in color. Kind of that vibrant green, that Kelly green color. And that color is really bright. It's really important. And, you know, it can be, I'm getting all sorts of energy and messages, so hold on. Multiple sources tonight. So by bringing the vibration of the green on in our heart, that's representing the love energy that we exchange as human beings. And some people will experience the heart as having more of a pink color, and that's because you may be more spiritually connected to your high heart or your transcendental heart, which is connected to your higher self. And so if you experience the energy as green or pink or a combination, it doesn't matter. You can connect to whatever feels right for you in this moment. So just imagine that green color being nice and round again, nice and balanced, full and bright as you can imagine it. And then that green cord connecting to the yellow and the orange and the red, and the four of them weaving together so that each chakra is balanced and centered. And when we keep our heart chakra in that centered place, the heart chakra is really about how we exchange love energy, how we connect with others, and how we connect to ourselves. And when it's out of balance, we may feel disappointment, we may feel overwhelmed, we may be holding too much grief or shame or blame, and anything that may be causing your heart to feel heavy. You know, and right now there's a lot of disappointment energy. We're saddened by what's going on, and we're saddened that people aren't, you know, we're happy that some people are taking care of other people and really being heroic and brave in what they're doing. And then we have other people who are just not. They're very focused on themselves and not on others, and that can make our heart feel heavy or sad. So thank you, Amy. She says, I look forward to catching the recording of this. No worries, sweetie. So in that heart energy, as that comes into balance, you are more able to give and receive love evenly. And you're more able to give compassion to others. You're more able to receive compassion. It expands our ability for empathy, and being able to take the viewpoint of somebody else's, what they're going through. And in that energy, it's like we can understand the difficulties that they're having. And we don't blame them for that. We love their inner child, and we send compassion in their direction. So having that energy balanced, again, it allows us to feel calm and safe within our own body. and less in an energy of reaction. Because that's what's happening a lot right now, is that people are reacting to circumstances, reacting to how other people are acting. And when we react, we are in really old energy. We are taking action from a wounded place. So rather than being in a place of our own personal power, we're letting our wounded inner child lash out at somebody else's wounded inner child, and it's not getting us a whole lot of traction, if that makes sense. Hello, Sandy. Nice to have you, sweetie. So tap into our balanced chakras so far in our regular energy system. So then we move up to our throat, from our heart to our throat, and that's a beautiful blue color. And a lot of people experience this blue differently. Most of the time, I see it as a beautiful royal blue, but it can be, as many of us as there are, it can be that many shades in the blue family. So whatever feels right for your color, just tap into that. And again, imagine that chakra being really a beautiful blue orb. And it's nice and full, and it's as bright as you can imagine. And when it's in this balanced place, we speak our authentic truth. We're able to express who we truly are. Our creativity flows easily and naturally. And when we speak our truth, we do it from our heart. So it's done with intention, and it's done with boundaries. And it doesn't mean that you are always saying the easy thing, but it means that you're able to even say difficult things when you're speaking from your heart. And other people are able to hear what you're saying, because again, it's not a reaction, it's coming from your heart space. So if you imagine that orb is nice and round and balanced, then it connects to the heart with the green. So you have that blue cord that now twines with the green, which then twines with the orange and the yellow and the red. So now you have a 5-stranded cord of connection that's helping you stay balanced and centered. And you can possibly feel the difference of your energy, how much more full and grounded and complete you may feel. And now we're going to move up to the 6th chakra, to our 3rd eye. And this varies in color as well. It can be anywhere from indigo color, almost that midnight blue, all the way through a very pastel lavender. I tend to see the majority of people falling into that beautiful purple color. So just seeing what purple feels right to you, or dark blue, whatever feels right to you for your 3rd eye. Again, envisioning a beautiful round orb, a globe, balanced and centered. And this brings our thoughts and our perceptions into the present moment. It helps bring clarity, clear thinking, clear knowing. When we're balanced, our intuition and our logic brain work hand in hand, full and balanced. And then imagining that cord of connection to help ground the 3rd eye as well. And it combines with the throat, so the purple and the blue combine. And then it combines with the green of the heart, and the yellow of the solar plexus, the orange of the 2nd chakra, and the red of the root. So now you have 6 strands of connection, all braided together, each chakra full, round, bright, balanced, and grounded. And notice how your energy feels right now. How different maybe that it feels than it did at the very beginning when you first joined us, right? And now we want to connect also to our crown. And I know a lot of people think that the crown chakra doesn't need to be balanced, but that is not what I have seen, because a number of people are, if you have doubt and you don't trust the divine energy or the divine within you, then that crown gets a little squished or a little closed. And I find that people who have severe headaches often have difficulty with the crown staying wide open. So we're just going to envision the crown, and I experience the crown as a golden white, and some people experience it only as gold or only as white or some version of that, but the color doesn't matter. It's just how you perceive the crown. And again, seeing that as this beautiful, balanced orb of connection. And that's your divine spirit. That's your connection to your soul. And just notice that and feel that and bring that energy in and balance it. This releases any doubt or any worry. And it opens so many pathways for opportunities to arrive to you and through you. And again, we're going to ground our crown chakra, connecting it to our third eye. So the golden white connecting with the purple and connecting with the blue and the green and the yellow and the orange and the red. So here we are with our 7 chakras balanced. And this is what you can visualize and you can do every day. I highly recommend it. But one of the things that is happening is that as our energy body is expanding and awakening, we have more chakras that are lighting up to get used and to be connected. And we have an ability to connect to those chakras and bring them and anchor them and ground them while balancing our energy. And so we're going to talk about our secondary chakras right now. And the secondary chakras, if you imagine, we all understand that the chakras run down the center of our body. Secondary chakras run pretty much parallel down either side of the body. And there are a number of them, but we'll go over the primary ones that influence our ability to be balanced. So we're going to start with our knees. Actually, let's start with our feet. So in the arch of the foot, we have 2 foot chakras. And those 2 help a lot of people understand that we use those 2 to connect deeply with the earth plane. So if you can imagine in the arch of your foot, these 2 round orbs, kind of like the size of golf balls, lighting up and opening. And we're not going to worry about color too much. If you need to think of color, it's always good to focus on the divine white. You're going to feel those open and balanced. And imagine them having a strand of connection to the root chakra. So they can take on a flavor of red. So if you can picture 2 more red strands connecting with your root chakra. And then weaving together with all the other chakras that we've used so far. And just feeling that and imagining that, sensing that, and feeling the shift, even that little tiny extra amount of energy. And then we have 2 more that are connected to the root chakra at the knees. So if you imagine right in the back of the knee and near the kneecap, this round ball, like you would draw the knees as an artist. And again, in a variation of red or of white, whatever suits you. And nice and round and balanced. And the knees provide us with flexibility and adaptability to change, to movement. They help us, so our feet give us grounding and balance, sure-footedness, right? As connected to our sense of survival. Our knees help us be adaptable and flexible so that we can change when we need to. We don't get stuck in our old patterns, our old ways. And feeling that connection between the knees and the root chakra, the feet and the root chakra. So now there's 5 strands of red that are connected with the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, the purple, and the golden white. And just feel that difference that's happening with that balance. How much more steady your survival body feels. And now let's connect to our secondary chakras for our second chakra, which are in our hips. And they have a beautiful orange color. And they connect to the second chakra, helping it ground, that water ground and connect. And this actually helps ground our creation energy, our manifestation energy, so that when we are creating something new, it gets rooted into the earth plane and it can become our true reality, not just our thought process. So notice how much sturdier your energy body feels from your belly button down, because you have 5 strands of red and 3 strands of orange combined with the yellow and the green and the blue and the purple and the golden white. Nice. And now we're going to connect to the secondary chakras that are on either side of our solar plexus, right near the base of the rib cage on either side, very close to the liver and the pancreas. And those have a yellow color as well. And feeling those round and balanced. And those two spots hold our energy of judgment and resentment. So you can imagine when we're judging others or they're judging us, that can get a little out of sync. Or if we're feeling resentment about circumstances, how those two places can start to feel uncomfortable. And they have a very strong impact on our organs that are so close to them. They influence our pancreas and our spleen, our kidneys, our gallbladder, and our liver in particular, while the third chakra on its own impacts our digestive tract and our stomach. And Jean is saying, I have a ton of resentment. Yeah. So the resentment, sweetheart, is over on the right-hand side of the body. And often it will impact how the gallbladder functions or how the liver functions. Can cause us to crave things like fatty foods or sugar, alcohol. That's a tough one. We often have that, and it's so close to where we also hold righteous anger that they can kind of lead into one another. So just feel that, how the difference with 3 strands of yellow, 3 yellow, and 3 orange, and 5 red, with the green and the blue and the purple and the white. It's like we've anchored our energy in a wider stance, right? You know, and if any of the secondary chakras are things that, places where you've had pain or you've had difficulty, this gives you a tool for envisioning it turning into a beautiful orb, balanced and centered and connected. So it can help to release that energy for us so that it doesn't knock us off of center, right? And now we're going to go up to the shoulders, right in that little nook in the shoulders. And we're going to connect that with the green of the heart. And if you imagine those shoulders are where we hold our wisdom of how we caretake for others. And when it is out of balance, we feel burdened. We feel weighed down. But when the shoulders are in balance, we're not caught in all the things that we should do. We are choosing the giving and the receiving. And we're opening up pockets where compassion can come in and be shared. Jean Elaine is saying, I am a total fatty food craver and tend to drink too much. Yep. When mine was really out of balance, that was true for me too. And Deborah saying the hips. It felt so supportive to have 5 strands in the hip area, right? It just really anchors that energy, sweetie, right? And helps us be in a better space. So feel the expansion through the shoulders, through the chest. This is what opens up our heart for our respiratory system to be able to breathe more fully. It helps energetically. We tend to collapse when we're trying to shield our heart. That's because we're blocking receiving energy from others. And so when we open this up, so feeling those beautiful green strands connect to the heart, feel the difference with the 3 green strands, the 3 yellow, the 3 orange, and the 5 red. Can you feel how much wider and sturdier and how your back just naturally is straighter? We haven't gotten to the throat yet. And so the throat in the beautiful blue, it connects right at the base of the skull on either side of the occipital, where so many people have been talking about having pain, right? So feeling those 2 little balls of energy on either side of the occipital, imagining the vibrant blue. Being centered and balanced and connecting to our throat. And when those are balanced, it allows space for our inner wisdom to come in, that inner knowing to anchor into our reality. And it also opens up that way to be able to speak our truth, our highest truth, which comes from our heart, but it has to come through a balanced throat as well. So it's the wisdom and the words coming together in truth and integrity. So feeling those 3 strands of blue with the 3 strands of green, the 3 yellow, the 3 orange, and the 5 red. Right? Whoa. And the difference it makes just in your posture, in your being. And now the secondary chakras connected to the third eye are just right at the temples. And imagining those light purple orbs at the temples connecting to the third eye. This opens our perception to bring balance into our thinking and our knowing, along with our guidance from our spiritual teams. So it's bringing balance into using your spiritual teams, your intuition, your 5 senses. They're like all coming together. And now feeling those 3 light purple or brilliant purple colors connecting to the 3 that are blue. the 3 green, the 3 yellow, the 3 orange, and the 3 red. The 5 red, sorry. And now at the crown, it's a little bit different because just imagine that there are 4 dots on the top of your head. It's like a square. The crown connects at the top. It's like a little pyramid. So feel those 5 strands that connect to the divine above and to the 3rd eye. So there's 5 strands of white, 3 of the purple, 3 of the blue, 3 of the green, 3 of the yellow, 3 of the orange, and 5 of the red. And can you feel how expanded your energy is and how you're held at the top and you're held at the bottom? And when that crown chakra is active in this way, it keeps our adrenals functioning more fully and completely. Keeps our brain functioning more fully and completely. And it's allowing us to have this calmness that comes in when and we're all in sync and we're all in balance. So that's just your primary 7 and your secondary. And in this space, we can feel less wobbly, which is very grounding, which is very centering. And we can also learn how to ground with our soul chakras and the tertiary chakras, because there's a whole bunch of them. But I think that's enough for this evening, bringing things into balance. So, if you have any questions about the secondary chakras and how they work, feel free to type that in. But one of the things that, I notice is that when my chakras are balanced, my physical body, my emotional body, my mental thought process, and my connection, my intuitive connection are just really on point. They're so much more connected to what's going on and how it's going on. So Deborah's saying, this is amazing information I haven't had before. Many thanks. You're very welcome. Yeah, I haven't seen it in writing. I've been teaching it now for, 4 years I've been teaching it. And, my team gives me little nuggets more to help. But as we move into more of a 4th and 5th dimensional, multi-dimensional energy, it makes sense that we aren't just using a straight line, right? We're at least having sort of 3 legs or 5 legs to hold us more steady. So that is just one of those things that can help us and ground us and bring us a sense of peace and tranquility. And it helps us to know, I think, to know, like, if you're having hip pain, you reach out to me and you're like, hey, I'm having pain in my right hip. And it's like, okay, so you're having trouble grounding and creating what you want in your reality. And so how are you stuck? What's stuck for you? What thoughts are stuck? What, how are you feeling like you can't move forward? What's caught in that hip, right? And we can work our way there. So a lot of people are starting to have pain in the secondary chakras because we need them active to be in our fourth dimensional body completely. And so sometimes they come online and they're filled with gunk because they haven't been used. It's kind of like when your car sits in the garage for a while and you haven't run it, the fuel gets kind of clogged in there and it's got to run for a little while to work the kinks out. It's true of your secondary energy system as well. And so that's why if we practice balancing all of our chakras and then learning and remembering how to balance our secondary, we can start to use all of that energy in our lives, in how we do things. And that's when things happen for us. We manifest at a faster pace. And I know I have a class coming up. So Neshi wanted me to share that. So my online class is coming up on April 23rd. It's multidimensional manifesting and your inner child. So I will be talking about how to manifest in sort of the energy body of your multidimensional body, as opposed to just 3D, right? And how does the inner child help with that? Because they kind of have a magic wand when it comes to this. And I know with everything that's going on, we have this huge opportunity to create a brand new future for ourselves and for humanity. And we're relying on each other to have, lots of creative thought around that. So, that's very cool. So let's see. Deborah Sue is saying, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom tonight. Much needed. You're welcome. Jean Elaine is saying, thank you so much. And then Neshi saying, question, what about those people with hip or knee replacement? Yep. Hip and knee replacement is when the energy has been locked to a point where there's no more fluidity. So if you can imagine the earth energy going through a drought, right? What happens to the earth? It no longer can sustain life. It can no longer grow anything. And that's what happens to our knees. Our knees, we lock them in resistance to change quite often. Or we lock them in fear. We kind of freeze our energy. And that happens in the knees and the hips. And so when you have that replacement, that it doesn't replace the chakra, but now it gives the chakra an opportunity to release the energy in a new way. I've worked with a number of people who've had knee surgery, and that is one of those things that we do before they have the surgery, especially the knee replacement, is that we clear and balance the chakras in the knee, so that when the knee replacement comes in, it's fresh, new energy, not clogged up with the old patterns and behaviors that are in there. Jean Elaine is saying lower back. Yes, the lower back, especially if it's in the sciatica, those are sort of, if you imagine in the front of the hip and then wrapping your hands like this around, that's where the chakra comes out the back of the hip joint as well. So the sciatica is the second chakra with the root. It's the back of the manifestation circuit, actually. So there's that. So one of the things I wanted to share today is that my team, for those of you who already know, one of my gifts is that my team downloads recipes to help people, to help them do healing work, and to help train their energy body to come into balance, to get centered in a new way. And right now, one of the things that's going on is there's a lot of emotional upheaval. And so let me see if I can do this well. Neshi'll talk me through it if I need it. Yay. Okay. So this is what's going. These are my healing blends. And I have what my team is calling an emotional survival kit that I'm having on special right now. And the emotional survival kit is the anxiety blend, the overwhelm, the stress, and the grounding blends. And as a bonus, you also will get the Ascension blend. Can't really see it. There you go. So the Ascension blend is a blend that is calibrated. It's attuned to your vibration and how your energy body is going through the ascension right now. And it's helping you go from where you are right now to where your energy body, where it's headed. So it helps bring that into balance. And so today the kit is only $70, and that includes the shipping. Normally it's $115 for the kit. Nope, sorry, $120. So it's a pretty good savings. And I will post the link for that so you can do it. It's not on my website because I cannot figure out how to do it that way. But it's going through a link that goes right to the PayPal to order it. So if that's something that appeals to you, it will be on sale through Saturday at midnight. And I will be shipping those out right away because I feel like there are a lot of people out there who are going through this emotional roller coaster of anxiety and stress that turns into overwhelm, and they're having trouble staying grounded and balanced. And so you can use this meditation and use the combination of oils to help you through that. And the Ascension blend also helps with any dizziness. If you're having symptoms of dizziness or vertigo, it works really well, especially at the base of the neck. So I will post the link here after we're done. That's how that goes. So I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. I will see you next week here with Chakra Sessions, and keep an eye out on my personal page or my Chakra Sessions page, because I will be having specials on the oils that my team they're being really clear on. Some of these are so crucial for people right now. And I know that one of the next kits that's coming up is one to help you sleep through all this turbulent energy, because I know that's impacting a lot of our health and well-being. So I will put everything right in the link after the show, and I will see you guys then. Have a blessed rest of your week, and thank you for helping me on my spiritual mission to heal the healers, because that's my purpose. That's why I'm here, and you being here is helping spread the light and the love. Mwah. Have a great one, guys.